Welcome, we're doing more business. My name is Odilia Intiamo, and the adoption of a single definition micro, small and medium enterprises, which would be applicable countrywide, is one of the major considerations as stakeholders deliberate on a national policy for the sector. The single definition is expected to aid in determining the kind of support these enterprises need and monitoring their progress.
Every 9 out of 10 businesses in the country are micro, small or medium-scale enterprises, MSMEs. This sector is set to contribute significantly to economic growth, but can do better. The formulation of a national policy is expected to provide the necessary regulatory, institutional, legal and administrative framework for the growth of MSMEs. It would contribute to the creation of jobs and a stronger MSME-led private sector development. Executive Director of the National Board for Small-Scale Industries, Kosi Yankee, read a speech on behalf of the Ministry of Trade at a stakeholder consultative workshop on the draft national MSME policy.
So Moti took it upon itself, realizing the role it plays as the ministry that has to formulate government's trade and industry-related policies, to bring sanity to the MSME landscape, and to strengthen enterprises, rallying support from all of you here present today through these consultations, which will not end today, but will be expanded across the nation. We hope that this well-coordinated and concerted effort will bring out a very good draft, a very good final policy that will be used for the nation.
Vice President of the Association of Ghana Industries in charge of SMEs, Humphrey Yimdake, mentioned some key issues that need addressing as a policy is drafted.
It's our proposal, let me put it that way, that in this document, going forward, all entities or all companies that fall within this space should be registered mandatorily with a trade association. We are of the opinion that issues regarding local content should be strongly represented in this document. Also, the issue of preference margins for entities within the procurement law to help our various SMEs to catch up, so as the market that has been liberalized, some way, somehow, we can be able to prop up our enterprises to do better than they are doing.
The Business Sector Advocacy Challenge BUSAC Fund has been providing support for the MSME sector. Nicholas Gebera is fund manager.
A policy drive to grow successful SMEs must be triggered if long-term sustainable economic development of transformation of Ghana is to be realized, as pursued by the government of Ghana. Companies classified as SMEs must be assisted to develop in order to maximize their potential and contribute to the economic development of the country.
Similar consultative workshops are expected to be held in Kumasi and Tamale on Thursday.
I must say, news just in indicates that inflation figures have dropped from 9.8 to 9.5, and telcos have refused to comply with the NCA on measures to actually give information to Kelly DVG on mobile money status of individuals. Now let's do some budget stories. And the Chief Executive Officer at the Ghana Chamber of Mines, Dr. Suleimanu Kone, has renewed calls for government to scrap the exploration tax charged mining companies. He argues that the tax does not make the Ghanaian mining sector attractive for investors, hence the need for the finance minister to abolish it. He spoke with Joy Business ahead of the 2019 budget.
We are not saying that we should raise to the bottom to go to the lowest level, no, but we should really understand, even as we want to get the best out of our mining industry, also understand what is happening around us within the subject. It's a science and an art as well. It's like pricing. It's a science and you just have to be smart about. One of the things we've been talking about, just veer into what we believe we should see in the budget statement, has to do with how we deal with exploration. And today I was actually referring to what we call in business loss leadership. Because if you let go of taxation on exploration and they invest the money, they make the commercial fine, and you start production, then that is when government will actually tax
I
them.
remember engaging you sometime last year at Kenya Say on this particular issue when the finance minister was about presenting the budget, and you mentioned it that you guys needed to be scrapped. If I remember very well again, that particular year budget was working for you or working for Ghana, something like that. Has it really worked for you, this exploration?
Well, our expectation was not met. We were given assurances. It comes that frustrating. But look, when you are doing advocacy, you never throw your hands in the air. You continue to go at it, engage. This year, we are hopeful. I think the budget we read on Thursday. Yeah. We are hopeful.
Have you engaged?
We have intimately at the highest level. Not just the minister. I've discussed with the minister, discussed with the deputy minister for finance, our sector minister as well, and even the vice president. His Excellency the vice president. I sat with him like this. We talked about it. I think he's quite sympathetic. These are his words to us. But you see, you have to go through the process until we see it in the budget statement and it's actually implemented. We'll just wait and see what happens. But we are hopeful that it will happen.
Apart from the exploration tax, which other taxes have been?
Well, there's this niggling thing about the price of inputs for the mining industry, and especially diesel. Just too many taxes and levies. Last time we checked, close to about 45% of the price of diesel to the mines. It's taxes and levies, and it's not on.
We're off to GT Bank now, and the managing director, John Thomas Atta-John, has disclosed that the bank has met the minimal capital requirements set by the Bank of Ghana a month ahead of the deadline, which is in December. In interaction with Joy Business's Peter Nanfuri, he disclosed that though the minimum capital requirement is important, other fundamentals of a bank like liquidity position and non-performing loans ratio should be in place.
You know, there's this saying, you've not published, you want to confirm and pages of the papers if you've read it. The minimum capital, which seems to be the only song in the market today.
It's true.
It's the only song in the market today. And what I tell most people that ask me, why don't you want to publish? I tell them that our customers know us. They know we are a sound bank. We are very good at what we do. And for us, we don't define our being good by meeting the minimum capital requirement. We believe it's a given. And it's a good thing that BOG has put that in place, because there's no harm if a bank has the capacity to do more big transaction. It can only get better. Mm-hmm. So if tomorrow they insist that they still want me to put it on the pages of the newspaper,
you do that for them.
I'll do that for them. But I will tell them always, the minimum capital is not what makes the bank or a bank the best place to put your money. Okay. You check fundamentals like liquidity, is it good? What's the NPA ratio? Is it within regulatory expectation? Is it a bank that can meet your obligations when you want to? Those are some of the considerations you look for.
He added that the bank will hold on to branch expansion as they scale up their electronic banking channels. This will, however, be done in a way that will not disadvantage customers who adapt to technology slowly.
We've also gotten to the point where, you know, you can't be in Ghana and not do mobile money. Yeah. So we have also linked the mobile money suite of products to Star 737. So the Star 737 is kind of a banking suite that's being developed to take care of the end-to-end needs of all our customers. Outside this, we're also trying to come on board, though it's not open yet, so I cannot say much about it. We also realize the fact that in the near future, even though we are not there yet, they will have the capabilities in-house. Predictive capability of the bank will be what will be the selling point for us. We're able to effectively see the customer expense pattern, forecast effectively what the customer needs to be in the future, possibly incorporate all the customer needs from where we sit. So our predictive capabilities that will be developed in-house, we are trying to put them in some products that will help push the GT Bank name more into the market. And a time will come where really GT Bank will not be about the branch you go to, but GT Bank will be everywhere. And we are getting there. Now, there are certain products which have been developed. Like I mentioned earlier, I can't say yet because our regulator needs to give, go ahead
give the approval.
Yes, yeah. I mentioned it that we may get into trouble. So, but the end point where we see ourselves today, in terms of in-house technology capability, we are just at 5% of what we can offer to the Ghanaian market. It's there. So we are beginning to roll them out gradually.
Okay.
And we believe at the end of the day, both the market, the bank, it will be a win-win situation for us. So truly we are going to go each channels, or we are in each channel already, each channel drive already. It's now to scale up.
Okay.
Which is why we're not likely to expand our physical branches in the near term. Instead, we'll be everywhere more. You'll see us in the electronic space, but physically you may not. And we're also mindful of the fact that there are some die-hard customers that want to see their cash.
Exactly.
So in some certain locations, we'll expand existing branches to accommodate such customers. We'll try to put some level of automation in the process. Like today, you walk into our branch, you don't need to feel a teller to pay in your money. Though there are some customers that find that strange, they still insist on taking something away from the branch. So we'll give them a piece of paper, we'll put all the details for them. So we are not going to shut down the normal branch experience. We are just going to enhance it.
So there'll be more on inflation and Kelny GVG and the telcos, battle as well. We inch towards the budget as well. On Thursday, Manuel Abuaji will bring you a mix at 1 p.m. My name is Odilia Ntiamwa.